Hi, welcome back to Layden's Hollow. Today I thought I'd show you guys one of the treats that I make. It keeps me from eating junk food when I'm sitting down to have a snack. What it is my beef jerky that I make. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I make my sauce for my beef jerky. So what we do is we start with our garlic. Now this is fermented garlic. There is a video on my channel of how I did my fermented garlic. I like garlic, so I usually always put quite a bit of garlic in everything. You can just take this and put it in a small food processor or whatever you like and chop it up that way, but that's my garlic. I'd say it's about a quarter of a cup maybe. Now I use salt, Worcester. Use quite a bit of that. Actually, maybe a little bit more, because I am actually planning on doing quite a bit of beef jerky today. And what I'll do is I usually keep out a certain amount that I think I'll eat in a week or so, and then I'll freeze the rest, and then I'll take out the next one. What I figured for salt is about a teaspoonful of salt. I like my beef jerky a little salty, so some black pepper. Couple turns, 3 or 4 turns. Now the last one that I do is my hot peppers. The reason I always do my hot peppers last is because these are peppers that I grew. These are all my hot peppers, like extremely hot. I don't use a lot of them. They're pretty dry, so you can crush them up really well. Try not to get too much of it on my hands, because no matter how much you try not to touch your face after you touch hot peppers, you always do. So that's all I need for the peppers. So now, the big thing is going to be the beef. Now this is from from local farmers here around me. So I didn't grow a beef cow this year, so I just buy my beef this year. So we picked this one up today. It's nice and fresh. Now what's important when you're doing beef jerky is you really do need lean meat, because fat can become rancid if it's left out too long, and it doesn't really dehydrate that well. Fat doesn't. So I cut mine in about 1/2 inch to 5/8 steaks. That's about the thickness that I'm doing, is about this thick. So what I'm going to show you now is a little bit more space. Now this. I always try to cut out 99.9% of the fat, but you know, that's almost impossible to do. Now I cut mine in the strips like this thick, which is about a 1/4 inch thick, maybe 3/16. You try to keep them pretty close to the same size, that way they all dehydrate the same. Takes the same amount of time to dehydrate them all, because you don't want one that's, you know, a 1/4 and then the next one 1/2 inch. What ends up happening is they will dehydrate different times. But it's that's really not that big a deal either, because you got to check your dehydrator anyway, and you can always take out the ones that are done. But I find that it's just more convenient to try to keep all of your strips the same thickness. Now these, well, you guys don't need to watch me cut all this, but that's pretty much the basics of it. And what we do after we get that all done is I usually just use tongs and just like really mix it into the bowl with all the sauces and spices and stuff. Now sometimes I end up not having quite enough to cover everything, and what I'll do is I'll usually just add a small bit of water. That's it. Nothing else, so. Because I try to keep it as strong as possible, because once it's dehydrated, it does like lower the spices and all that stuff, so it's not quite as strong, I should say, once it's dehydrated. But yeah, this stuff is great. I love this. And I'll get this all cut, and then what I will do is I'll mix it all in, and then I'll put it in the fridge and leave it for probably 24 hours. So tomorrow at this time I'll take it out and I'll put it in my dehydrator, and I'll let it run for about 10 to 12 hours in the dehydrator. All depends on how long it takes. Some meat, it dehydrates really quick, and some stuff's a little bit slower. This is nice and fresh meat. He just cut it right off the carcass today when I was there for me. So. Alright, so I'll be back tomorrow and show you guys how I finish it all. So yeah, it's been in the fridge for about 30 hours. I've let it soak for about 30 hours. So now it's time to get it ready to put into the dehydrator. Yeah, it ended up staying in a little bit longer than what I would have liked, but I was so busy I just didn't have time. So now I'm just going to dump it in here, rinse a little bit of water over it, not too much, because if you put too much water you take the flavor away, but I have to take a little bit off because where it was soaking for so long. That's better. Oop, I should have had there we go. Paper towels I need. It's a little bit of a messy job to do this. Here's my dehydrator. So these are the crates that I put my meat on. So the first one goes on here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this. Not very well at all, but look at that. There we go, this is better. So yeah, this is my dehydrator. I use this pretty much for just about everything I dehydrate. So yeah, I'll do this one so you guys can see how I actually put them on the dehydrator. Because you don't want them close together, because what you need is the air flowing between them, and it helps dry them out or dehydrate them quicker. And it just does a better job overall. Now it does shrink a little, but not a lot. Beef don't shrink too much when you're dehydrating it, just a little. I'll show you guys up a little closer. So this is how I put it on my rack. Just like that. Now I have 7 of them to do, or as many as I need. And I always keep them, like my dehydrated racks, they have 2 separate spacings. You can make the racks closer together or further apart. I like keeping them further apart because it allows the air circulation to go through easier, and I think it just dries out quicker. So that's why I do that. Now I do mine at roughly about, I think it's still set from the last time I did it. And I think it says, yeah, 150 degrees is what I do my dehydrating on, 150 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not hot enough to actually bake the meat, but it actually does dry it out quite nicely. It usually takes anywhere between 8 to 12 hours. All depends on how thick I make my meat. So okay, so what I'm actually going to do is I'll be back when this is all dehydrated and show you what the end product looks like. So yeah, it's all done. Taste is really good. Actually, it's probably one of the better ones that I've ever made. I used quite a bit more garlic this time around. And it took 12 hours to dehydrate it. So yeah, I just came in from outside. I've been out doing firewood and that today. Out working in the workshop, building some more crafts and stuff as well. So yeah, these are a very healthy treat. It's just protein, just lean beef, and you know, onions, garlic, salt, pepper. Very simple, and it's nice. Very tasty. Yeah. So thanks for watching. If you got anything out of the video, maybe consider subscribing. Smash that like button. Leave a comment. It sure helped with the algorithms for my videos to be shared more with YouTube. And again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.